Good morning and happy Thanksgiving. I'm cooking a big turkey dinner today, but I thought I'd take a few minutes this morning before I have to get into the kitchen to share my new journal. Beautiful book cover. These were a bunch of books were given to me by a friend, and they were in her mom's collection. And I'm really grateful to her for sharing these with me. So this one is going to be it has a nature theme. I just like the cover of it with the trees, and I thought this would make a nice nature journal. So I put a little charm here. Jessica Rapp has a great tutorial on making these charms where you just add them to a chain and then attach it to a jump ring through an eyelet here. So that's how I did it, and I used a little piece of fishing tackle to attach it, which works really well because it has a swivel so it can go around and not get all tangled up. So on here I have an owl, a little dog, a pine cone, a butterfly, dragonfly, some leaves, a tree. There's the moon and stars, and here's some more leaves. So just thought that looked nice on there. This is actually the price tag, so that will come off. And I used a button here for the closure and some elastic cord, which just kind of makes an easy way to close it. And there's the back. In the Morning Glow is what it's called. Has 3 signatures. Hidden spine. Okay, so let's take a look. So didn't care for the paper that was on the original book. It was just plain, so I added my own end papers, or inside cover, which is made with paste paper, which is some painted paper my sister made. It's a really interesting, messy technique where you mix paint with, I think, something to thicken it up, and then it's almost like finger paint. And then you can use texture tools. I was just going to actually use this as a background and put something else on top, but I kind of liked the way it looked. So I added these stencils here, not stencils, die cuts. I was talking to a friend about die cutting, and it made me realize that I hadn't added any to this journal, and I would wanted to. So used some die cuts throughout here, and so there are 3 signatures. Each signature starts with a piece of a Cavallini poster. I ordered a couple of them, and the paper is really nice, has a nice texture. The designs are really beautiful. I thought it went well with this. So this is the first signature, and there's a cluster I made. Botanical print with some eggs. It's printed on onion skin. And then on the back I have some player piano paper, like from a roll, and it's kind of a neat thin paper, so I stitched it onto the back of this one, and I like it. It does have holes in it and a little bit of printing, and it takes ink really well, so I like that. I used quite a bit of this. Edith Holden page, an envelope with inside page from a field guide book with some wildflowers, and a photo of a lady standing in her garden with a ticket for the fun show. This is actually one of the Cavallini posters also. It was all tickets and just such nice quality, and so I just bought the poster and just cut it apart. So I ended up with lots of these little tickets. Probably put this way. A little collaging there. I used a lot of collage clusters in this journal because I felt like doing a lot of embellishing, and was having a lot of fun with that after kind of not doing a nature journal for quite a while. So here's a pocket made from a picture from an encyclopedia of some reindeer. And then in here I have this photo. This is actually was with my own photo collection that I got from my brother. There's a man standing here with, you can see he has some antlers he's holding on his head, so thought it went really well with the reindeer. And then here is a tag I made. It's a collage background, and then this on the top is overhead projector paper with some beautiful botanical prints on it, which looks really great layered on top of the collage paper. I just thought using the overhead projector paper made the color so vibrant. And just a little bit of fabric there at the top. So this is a part of one of my old ledgers, 1904. Love the old fountain pen handwriting. Book page. Another book page. This is a page from the original book, In the Morning Glow, 1902. And this is a page from one of those big Walter Foster how to paint books. I like the big illustrations in them, the colors and everything. They work really well and the books are so big that you can cut them to whatever size you want. So here's a little bookmark, little handmade watercolor bookmark. I can't remember where I got that. And then on this side is a tag. It's kind of with some collage on there, and then a print of one of my sister's paintings. And this envelope here that I used to make the pocket, so you have the back part where you can put something, and then in the front, yeah, another little pocket. It's just stitched on there. And you could actually have a tuck spot right there too. So the original book was dedicated to my wife. And I saved quite a few pages from the original book to put in here, especially ones that had a lot of blank space on them, because those, of course, make good writing space. A collage tag, page from the flower book I have. It's another old book page. So that's from that old ledger, and it was actually just brown like that. I don't know why. I think this was the first page, and that's why it was so brown. Book page about butterflies. So here's a butterfly die cut. And on this side of the envelope is, this is a ticket from the Cavallini poster. It says Yosemite Transportation System. Yosemite Valley Railroad. Didn't know there was a train there. And this picture of a person's with a bear looking in their window. And another picture, this one is Mount Rushmore. And then just a page from a field guide with some evergreen trees. I thought these all kind of went together. There's the rest of the Edith Holden page. More of that player piano paper. And rest of that poster. So that's the first signature. The second signature starts with also a Cavallini poster. This one was on mushrooms. And I just, cut it up to make pages. A little cluster. Page from that Humboldt County book with some beautiful photographs in it. So did a little spray ink on that page, and a tag here. This collage tag. A pocket from a flower book, and this was done in a little laminating machine. And picture of a crow. So here I just made this little kind of collage strip. I stitched it before I glued it down, and then it just makes a nice little tuck spot right there to hold that little card. Some flowers. Those are flowers from the rhododendron book that I have. Original page with some blank space, which is nice. Some botanical prints, also stitched onto that player piano paper. This old photo I just glued it at the top and the bottom so it has room to tuck something in, which some poetry from an old Rod McEwen book I found. I love that picture. Some stamping. Another pocket with a collage tag. This is a piece of an old handkerchief. And I think this was actually some advertising thing I got in the mail, and it was nice, heavy paper, so I used that for that. And then one of those seed envelopes that Target was selling a few months ago. I think they were in their dollar section. So I got a bunch of those, and I had actually some given to me too. There's something hanging this up. So this is the center of the second signature. A photo I just kind of stitched onto here of a lady putting on her hiking boots. Another page from the original book. Stamping and clusters. So I got out my old foam stamps and just kind of lightly misted that with water because I knew there was still some ink on it, and I don't clean my stamps. And then just press that down there. I kind of like the light watercolor effect. It's a page from the original book. I like the title, Our Yard. And then I have these pages from a flower book. And then this is another one of those seed envelopes. And I glued the flap onto the next page, so it's a little flip out with a postcard inside. And a page from a book called A Reverence for Wood. Some beautiful illustrations in that book of trees. Spray inks on there, a little tab, which also holds this writing paper in place. Just a little extra writing paper I tucked in there. Beautiful picture of flowers, wildflowers. So that's the second signature. Here's the last one. This is a little vellum feather that I've had for a long time, and I thought, well, this would be a good place to use it. I'll just stitch it down there. And I just now noticed it has polka dots like this fabric, which was cool. So this is just a little print I stitched on here and turned that into a pocket for this little tag, collage tag. And a page from the rhododendron book that I've tea stained. This is from a field notes book, type book, field guide with animals and plants of the Rocky Mountains. So lots of squirrels, a nest on that. That's Tim Holtz paper. Another collage tag. Page from a children's book, one of those really big children's book. This one was Bambi, so I thought the pictures in it were so pretty. And see, I just cut the bottom of this page off and then stitched it right there to make pockets. Well, that worked out great. So here we have an old playing card with some paper on the back. A print of some horses, and one of those little cards I got from AliExpress. Got a bunch of those. And then another old playing card, pelican, and a orca, and my business card. Collage cluster, spray inks, extra writing there, some odd mammals with a list of them here. So with that player piano paper, which I felt was kind of like, had a feel like vellum. So I tried making some envelopes out of it, and I really like the way it turned out. It has a kind of a transparency to it, which I like. And inside are some journaling cards I made from I think these are Tracy Fox printables. I don't usually buy that stuff, but Tracy Fox has some beautiful printables. She has some fussy cut flowers right now that I got also, which I'm going to enjoy using. So there's one of my no snag paper clips to hold that in place. And a page from the rhododendron book. Some more prints. A writing space there. This is some paper, tissue paper that I glued some pressed flowers onto and then put another layer on top. And then, so this is actually one sheet right here, and I kind of just stitched it in to this, onto this page as it's sort of an afterthought. But I wanted to use it in here, so there it is. And the moon and clouds, and that's the end. So, really like the way this came out, and I'm glad I got it finished before the weekend because it's going to be a big weekend at the Farmer's Market. Black Friday is a big day. That's tomorrow. All right, thanks for watching, and y'all have a happy Thanksgiving.